to the Totally Awesome Fishing Show. It's a weekly fishing show every Friday at 7 PM. All round fishing. Saltwater, freshwater, fly fishing, big game. You name it, we do it. This week we're going on to the dark side, carp fishing.
He's gradually luring me over there. Of course, I have done a lot of carp fishing in my earlier years, but it was usually things like bits of silver paper on the line, bits of plastic and stuff like that.
But we've decided to do a bit more modern carp fishing and basically give you guys some basic tips on how to use boilies, PVA bags, bolt rigs, things like that.
Let's go and see, check out, what on earth is he talking about? Now here at Totally Awesome, we get a huge number of emails, private ones coming through. And do you know where a lot of them come from? Yes, America. We've got something like, I think 200,000 people from the States each month switching in to our videos. And of course, a lot of them, possibly, although they're interested in our fishing techniques, we thought, do you know that they must think we're mad. What are we talking about? These things. Boilies. So, for the benefit of all the people around the world that have possibly heard about carp and boilies, years ago the boilies were really invented for fishing all night when you didn't want a soft bait chewed off by small fish. So they developed a circular bait like this. They came originally, I think, in different grades of protein. It used to be high protein, different grades of protein, but the basis of it is to skin the outside of the bait and make it hard, spongy, look, I can squeeze it, but hard, so that if you're fishing all night, you don't wake up in the morning winding slowly and there's no bait on the hook. The small fish, the ones you don't want to catch, can't chew these off the hook. Carp can actually take these and they love them. Now, I'm not a great user of boilies. I'm not a great carp fisherman. I caught a lot of carp, but I don't specialise in it. I like to do all-round fishing, which is what we do at the Totally Awesome Fishing Show. So there is a guide for people out there around the world. The boilie is used to fish day or night when you want to put a bait out there for a long time and you don't want it chewed off by unwanted species. They want the carp, and that's what these things do. Well, people, Mike's on. He's already had 4 bream while I was talking to Dave in the tackle shop about what bait I should use. He has been using bait. What do you have that bream on, Mike? 4 bream?
That was on a Snowman.
And flavour?
20mm boilie, pineapple flavour, and a white pop-up. And it actually, we thought it was just a kind of liner, really, didn't we? Just bleaked once, and then it was holding up.
I was down there talking to Dave, and I just, from a distance, 'cause I've been doing it so long, you know, by people's, if you got 2 arms like this, you think that guy's got a fish down there. And you can see this like 300 yards away. So Dave got the binoculars out to make sure Michael was using the right gear. You were?
Yeah.
And we could see there were any bream, so I didn't rush back. But this one's a bit different. This is definitely a carp. Here he is. He's coming. He's coming.
Common, I think. Come on. Come on, come on, come on. This is where they can ping off right at
the
this
last
moment.
minute, yeah. Take your time.
Do not ping.
Take your time. Draw him over the net, watch, he knows the net's there.
No,
it's gone, yeah,
it's
don't
gone,
scoop.
yeah.
We all do it, but
you get anxious, don't you?
yeah, don't never scoop at a fish.
Oh, he's digging now. Now he wants to fight. He's woken up. Come on.
Look at that sky, guys. And look at that.
Fish, let alone the sky.
I'm looking at the scenics there. It's really beautiful here. Old Berry Hill on the old traditional main lake.
No, it's stunning here.
That's a nice comment, actually.
It's
Tell you
good
what,
fish.
that's bigger than you think.
That's a nice fish.
That's bigger than you think. That is bigger than you think.
That is in the net.
Get in.
Let's
Check
have a look
it
at him.
That's a double, I'd say.
Oh, no, yes.
Yes, look at the light colour on his back.
That's like a silver one,
Yeah,
isn't it?
that's weird.
Let's go and check him out. Oh, it's got some weight to it. Oh, that's a good fish. That is a nice fish. And that is a really kind of pale common. I've not really seen them like that actually. That sort of paleness to them. But great fish. Good scrap here. They definitely fight well. Broad across the top. But to me it's got a lovely silver kind of tarpon sheen to it on this side.
It does got a weird sheen to it.
It's a lovely colour. We'll get a couple of photos, get it back, because here at Old Berry Hill they like to bite throughout the night. And we're spot on bite time. That is...
14. 14.8?
14.11.
Oh man, 3 ounces out.
14.11.
That'll do.
Second biggest carp here I've had at Old Berry Hill. And another question we get asked is, what are pop-ups? Pop-ups come in a variety of different shapes, sizes, and basically what they are is they've got the buoyancy of the bait. They're very buoyant. So they do, it's pretty much what it says on the tin, they are a pop-up hook bait. So they're used as a hook bait. Sometimes they're used as a hook bait on their own, or sometimes they're used in conjunction with a boilie, which is like what we're doing today. And it just, especially on silty lakes, like where we're fishing here, or areas where it's quite weedy, they just help your bait pop up a little bit higher than where you'd have your feed, and it just basically makes it stand out a bit more for the carp.
And for the benefit of those anglers and fishermen worldwide that follow us, they might think, what the hell is he baiting up with? This I'm going to describe as a bait delivery system, because you're putting your bait into here and it has a little trip release mechanism there, like that. So you can see how sensitive it is. Aerodynamic, it's got the vanes on it. So what I'm going to do now is to get a bit of bait going in straight away. I'm using 2mm and 4mm Screttins pellets. I'm going to put a few pellets in there, and also some other bigger pellets. Don't know what size these are, I haven't measured them. Mixture of pellets in there, and of course you can put your actual hook baits in there, which in our case is going to be some boilies. You can put some boilies in there. The tip is, don't overfill it. Listen, I've only just started using these this season, but I've already found out, don't overfill it. It just, you know, it won't set the catch. And also, try and get the same amount in there each time. If it's over or under, that alters the distance you're casting, especially in the wind as well. So let's get some of these out there, and hopefully a carp or something is going to move in on it. Another tip, watch the line is clear of your rod ring, and it's straight and it's not wrapped, otherwise you just slam it into the water in front of you. And the other thing is basically keep the rod butt in line with where you want to cast. So you line yourself up, swing it back, and it should go pretty much in the direction that you want it to. The rod as well, this one I got for nothing. Somebody threw it out in the local rubbish dump. It is a spod rod, and a spod rod is heavier and stiffer than a normal carp rod. So I wouldn't suggest a fully loaded one of these with a carp rod. Just get yourself a proper spod rod for the job.
Well, it's a lovely evening. I've just had that nice carp. But despite putting bigger baits on, I'm being pestered. Pestered? Pestered still.
It's a new word. It's not in the dictionary yet, but it is now.
Pestered. I'm being pestered by bream still. And this one's taken
a massive boilie.
The snowman rig again. And this is my 4th or 5th now, I think.
The 5th, I think it is, yeah.
Yeah. But my rice is on, so I'm going to get this going and get some food in and get this back out.
And you know the guys that told us if you use a great big boilie, you won't get pestered by the bream?
You still get pestered.
You still get pestered by the bream.
You've got to go through them, I think.
But in fairness, it's still a 3 or 4 pound bream.
Yeah, it's nice. Now, a lot of other questions we get asked about is, what is a bait runner? We use bait runner reels a lot in our carp fishing, and basically what it is it's kind of it's part of the drag system of the reel, because if you fish, you cast out, you're fishing your baits, you've got your drag all set as you would to fighting a fish. If you then went to bed in the bivvy at night, that fish is probably going to pull your rod in because your drag's going to be quite tight. So the idea is that you flick the switch of the bait runner on, and it's a much less drag, it's much lighter resistance, it's enough for the fish to take the bait and take line as well, but without pulling the rod in. Usually when you wind, as soon as you wind, it disengages that bait runner, and you'll be then onto direct drag.
Now the other reason we use this thing that drops bait out into the water is to get really the fish's confidence, get carp confidently feeding on tiny little microscopic pieces, 2mm, 4mm. That's why we use those small pellets, and that gets there. It sort of lets their guard down, because it's what we call, years ago, it used to be called particle preoccupation. We use different things, seeds, nuts, pulses, everything. If you put a big amount in, then they go, oh, I won't have that one, I'll have that one. They start nibbling away, and after a while there's so many on the bottom, they forget. And then they stumble across your hook bait, and it's just sucked up, as sweet as a nut, off they go, you get a hook up. So that's the reason we use what we call particle saturation, particle baits in there, to gain the carp's confidence, because they are tricky to catch, but not if you get them feeding. We're just bagging and tagging again for my rod. We just thought, it's just getting dark. Should we have another throw out? Should we have another bait up? So impatient. And I thought it'd be worth a shot if we did all 4 rods totally before it gets dark. I'm probably going to pick my other bobbin line up here, or my other rod, because we're fishing a double swim here. At least he's gone away from the snags out there. He was heading to the snags. One of the other guys, one of the locals there, sort of local expert guy, I think his name's Kev, wasn't it, mate?
Kev, yeah.
Yeah, he said he catches loads here, and he said they always nearly go to that left. Don't think it's a big fish. Look, I'll take it. Size does not matter at this stage in the game. I just hope I don't pick my other line up here. And as we were talking, we were just doing the bait up, the rod went off on Mike's other side. He said grab it, because he said, yeah, I got the other line. I said, a nice bend on this rod, I have to say. A lot of power in the rod. Up against there. There he is, he's that drag a bit. And I'm not what you call a long range fisherman at all. Most of my carping over the years has been done down there, really close.
Sounds like a good fish.
I'm suddenly turning into a long range fisherman.
Here's the question, where's the net?
That's back in the car probably. We could be at home. No, we got two.
Every time.
2 or 3 nets. No, it's right there, it's that side. We're going to tread over all our other...
What, he's going for it, watch out.
Yeah, he's straight out though, he's straight out. We've got another rod on the left.
That's just evidence.
Wow, he's really digging. He was really digging then. Again, I'm not flogging this reel, but this is a very, very sensitive drag. I'm quite impressed with it actually, to be perfectly honest, and that's being quite frank with you. Mike's got himself a nice rig set up here. Neither of us are dyed-in-the-wool carp fishermen, but I did quite like the rods. Tried them once before, fishing with Tony's tackle at Eastbourne. Caught fish, enjoyed it. Look at this, look, nice even pressure, and it's still ticking. It's not like we get some sea reels. That's what you do not want, especially when you've got a big fish. Pretty nerve-wracking. Look at that. There's quite a lot of pressure on there, yet still nice and smooth. But the fish is not yet in the net. Wow, it's quite exciting. This traditional English carp fishing, not those great big bloated, balloon-bellied, boilie-loaded weird things that I see that are like 14 pounds long and end up weighing 66 pounds deep. Generally, here, Old Berry Hill, nice-looking fish. I'm going for the net because I'm pretty sure it might be. It might be around the 8, 9, 10 pound good scrapper.
I think it might be a mirror instead of a
look on there. See what you can see. You see the boilie sticking out his mouth.
Yeah. Watch the pressure.
Let's get him in. Roll him, roll him, roll him.
Is he in?
Get in.
Get in.
Oh my God. I've actually caught something. Right.
Mats.
Have a look at him. There he is.
Ah, that's a nice fish. And again...
Well, we were talking about it just now. The commons go absolutely nuts in the net. Look at this one, just laying there lovely, nice and quiet.
Does anyone else find that? Commons tend to go nuts and the mirrors tend to be a bit more relaxed.
A bit more docile when they're in the net.
Let us know your thoughts, people.
Absolutely. Answers on a postcard.
That's a nice fish. That's a nice fish, Dad.
No, he's about 12, 14.
Yeah.
I'll take it. I'm listening to the beeps on the other rod. It's terrible, isn't it? I've got one in my hands here. Should be satisfied. I'm listening to the beeps on the other rod. Tell you what, people, I think I might weigh this fish. I reckon that's more than the last one. Let's see what it does go. Now then, here we go. All been zeroed. You guys read it. I can't see it because I haven't got my readers on. It's dark. I've got no chance.
Still going,
I feel with the other side of 15.
It is. Oh, light's gone. I can't see this berry. Oh, wow.
15.
No way, hold on, it's still going. 16.2.
16.2. I'm really, well, I've sort of impressed and surprised at the same time. So I thought it would be 12, 14. No, it's actually.
That's a nice
got
fish.
A bit more depth on the back there.
Yeah.
That's what you get with the traditional ones. And it's a nice looking fish. There we go. Back you go, chummy. There it is. Lovely looking fish. A beauty. An Oldbury Hill special. Away it goes. Get in, my son.
Another thing that we use that's really popular with carp fishing is another form of bite indication. Is they're called bite indicators or bite alarms, and you also have what's called bobbins. Now the bite alarm itself is, as you can see, there's the noise, is here, and what that does is the line runs through the middle of it, and it's got a roller system in there, and each time that line moves the roller, it goes over a little light, I believe, and that then makes the alarm go off each time the wheel goes round passing the light at a certain level, and that then makes the beeping noise. So as the fish runs, the line moves, you can hear the beep there, and regardless of whether it runs forward or backwards or away from you or towards you, it will beep. And you can change the volume, you can change the tone if you listen here. So you get different tones, different volumes. You can turn your volume up at night just to help you wake you up really, and then during the daytime when you're there sat looking at your rods, you can turn it down a bit. So the bite alarms are one form of indication. They're an auditory form of bite indication from when a carp takes your bait. The other is a visual form of indication, and that's called a bobbin. And that's what this is here. They come in all different shapes and sizes, different colours, you can add weights to them, you can add isotope lights to them and everything so you can see them at night. Basically what they do, if I hold the line here, if a carp takes the bait and goes away from the rod towards the opposite bank, it will pull my bobbin up like that. And I know that that carp is taking line away from me. And obviously the alarm itself should beep as well, but I've turned it off for the sake of just talking this bit through with you. So that's if the carp pulls it away. If a carp comes towards me, and it does happen, and it's happened before, even on this fishery when I fish this fishery, it picks up the lead, sometimes bigger carp do it, picks up the lead, swims towards you, and actually what you get is called a drop back bite. And if you watch my bobbin, the bobbin falls back, and when it goes flat like that, that's a drop back bite, and you need to grab the rod and start winding and lift into the fish, because that is the fish has been hooked. And you might not think it has, but it has been hooked. It's come swimming towards you, and you just need to tighten up to that line to get that hook in the carp's mouth. Now, the setup that I'm using on this session is basically my standard carp gear, which I use for all my carp fishing. I'm using a 12-foot, 2 3/4 pound test curve carp rod. It's got a nice kind of soft action to the tip, which means it's not like one of the broom pole 3-pound ones where it just doesn't bend at all. I'm using a 12-pound main line, tough, strong main line. It's in a kind of grey colour just to make it a bit more invisible, I guess. Carp fishing is all about being invisible. That goes down to this is called an inline lead there because it's in line with the line itself. This is 2.5 ounce. That goes onto a swivel there, and then this is my hook link, which is a piece of stripped back coated braid, and then there is my hook, barbless hook, and that is that's the snowman rig there, which is the 20mm Boilie and an orange pop-up on top, so that way, because it's silty here and because there's lots of bream, so I have to use a bigger bait, that pop-up the buoyancy of that pop-up will make the bait sit up like that, and then hopefully the carp will get nice and confident, swim over and take that bait.
Another thing we get asked about by people aboard, what do you mean by PVA? What is it? Well, this is a PVA bag. It's used to distribute particles and samples of your hook bait together with your hook bait, and you pop it all in the bag, you twist it all up, and when it's wet it dissolves completely in water, so it falls on the lake bed, the river bed, dissolves, leaves all the particles around there, and in the middle or thereabouts is your hook bait. I believe it's called polyvinyl alcohol. I believe that's what it stands for, PVA. It's not new, it's been around years and years. I was using this for barbel about 40 years ago in bigger bags, putting handfuls of maggots and stones in there down on one of the fisheries down in, you know, the southern part of England. Highly successful. But last night, guys, last night I found out a tip. Left these out, don't get them wet, left them all out, they get cold, okay, at night. You come out of there, that bivvy sheltered, and it's warm. You're trying to poke a ray in the night, you just had a nice big carp, you want to refill it, fire it out as quick as you can. What do? It's logical to a plastic bag, blow it, open it up. Warm moisture goes into a cold bag, condensation, it gets tacky inside. A little fine tip there that Graeme found out last night, much to his disgust. So don't blow the bag. When it's cold outside or warm inside, you create condensation, it makes it tacky, it starts to dissolve. But a handy little gadget, so there it is, PVA, you now know what it is and what it does.
Well, there we go, that's the PVA bag sorted. Only a really small PVA bag. You see my snowman rig there. You've got to make sure your hook sits just right, you don't want it hooking into your bait. So it takes a bit of time to get used to it, but it's all sealed up, you've got the pellets in there, and there's my inline lead there as well. So I'm going to chuck this out about halfway out into the lake and about 15 yards to the right of an overhang. And hopefully, got a few hours left, hopefully we'll get a fish.
Well guys, on another carp. It's woken me up. Nearly broke me back getting out of the bed. It's not a bed, it's a camp bed. And like we were talking about this earlier on with no bait runner, the rod was on the floor going towards the water. Feels like a reasonable fish. I thought it was small first off, but I was digging and digging. I'll probably pick my other line up over there, but oh, it's tight now. It's tight now. Wackadoo.
Here, just here, the black handle. Nice carp. Quite a nice one, that.
Got him. Yeah, Lord. What a wake-up call. I can't believe how close that rod was to going in. It's awfully like the other one.
Just look at its hook there.
Yeah. Man alive. Hook just, look at this. Went through the net, but it's going to fall out. And you can see there what Mike had done earlier on. I got my pop up there, but we had to cut the boilie off because I didn't think there was enough space there between. As you can see, it's pulled down, it's too tight. I wanted a bit more play on the hook there. Don't know if you guys can see that there. Anyway, it works. It's there, just a straight inline lead with the bag. And I shall go and visit the osteopath about my back. But was it worth it? I'd say that's a real good double figure fish, and that gave me a really good. Oh yeah,
That's a good fish.
That's another big fish. That's not a million miles away from 18, I would say. Let's get it on the scales. I'm going to move that out the way. I've got the strength after doing my back. That can't be far off 18 pounds, I'm guessing.
Wait for it.
17 something.
Yeah, 17.4. 17.4. Yeah, it's locked.
It's locked on 17.4.
Yeah.
Wackadoo. I think that's worth a still.
Yep.
Heavy fish. One last look, ladies. That's what it's worth getting out of bed for. Late at night. Old Berry Hill Lake. Gotta be the place to come. Come on, baby. Down you go. Lovely. A big chunk. Gone. Brilliant. Back to bed.
The other setup is basically, it's a really simple rig. It is literally, again, a 2 ounce lead. That's a running lead, so it means if the carp takes this bait here, he pulls, that can run up and down the line, that lead like that. The stuff that's this side of the lead is rig tubing, and I've got about 2 feet of this, and all it does really is, A, it helps protect your line when it's going through snags and stops that abrasion, and it also helps sink that line right down onto the bottom, because again with carp fishing you want to try and make things as invisible as possible. This is kind of in a silty colour as well, so you can get different colours to match the lake bottom. The other thing is this is actually a kind of fish safety rig here. If I lose this rig and it snags off on the fish and the fish is swimming around with it, it's got a drop off lead here, and the way that works is this bit of tubing slides off, and actually if that lead got caught and the carp eventually kicks, it just pulls off. Now the other thing, I don't fish this rig, this running lead, with a PVA bag. This is cast out, I cast this out on its own, and then I catapult out a few freebie boilies, the same size, 20mm boilies, just around the area, just to get those carp. They start feeding, picking up the odd boilie, and then eventually, hopefully they slip up on your bait.
Oh, guys, Mike's on again. Gotta get out of this bed. Oh, where is it? Oh, crawling, grovelling my way out in the middle of the night. He's definitely got him. I said, maybe that drag here could be a big fish, I don't know. Here is a man woken from his slumbers. Drag's done.
Funny noise?
That's a funny noise, don't worry about that, that's just my tackle. I don't know what that noise is.
That's a
sea reel, people.
There's a new guy. It's
ball spinning. Ball spinning.
Yeah, I can't stop it. It's locked out drag.
Okay.
I can't see.
The other rod's just laying on the floor.
Yeah, he's just done it. I hit the wrong rod.
You struck the wrong rod.
I'm surprised the rig didn't come out. Yeah, I struck the wrong rod.
Oh my god! Is that line spool turning though?
Yeah, it's turning.
It's not twisting.
No, it's turning.
Wow. Yeah, no, nice. Oh man alive! The hook fell out, people.
Did it?
There's the hook. It absolutely fell out of the net. That was a bit of luck.
Oh, there we go. Lovely scaled fish. Lovely, fully scaled hook. Lovely markings.
Still asleep.
he's a common. And he absolute ripping take. Definitely woke us up.
That was a toner.
That's a real single toner, yeah, really good take. But you can't complain when you're getting fish like this. I reckon about £12. We'll get him back.
4 doubles in a night's not bad.
Yeah, 4 doubles in a night, it's not bad at all. We'll get this back and still get our baits out. Oh, and a nice slow release.
Slow release for change.
Get in, get some sleep.
No, get to bed.
Yeah.
And another thing we get asked about. People abroad say, what on earth is a bivvy? This is a bivvy. It comes from, I believe, the term bivouac. Now, I thought about that. Bivouac. O-U-A-C-K? That could be French. Is it French-Canadian? I don't know. Maybe some of you guys out on YouTube know where the word bivouac comes from. It's a sort of army term. When you're going to do a bivvy, you're going to make a shelter. So that's basically what it is. And now the shelters come in luxurious forms. This is like a sort of easy, cheap, put together pop-up thing. It's basically a shelter for when you're fishing out all night, all kinds of weather. You keep all your gear dry in there, and that's what a bivvy is. Of course, back in the day, my day years ago, we never had such luxuries as a bivvy. We had an umbrella, but not just a regular town-size umbrella for walking through the streets. This was like a 6 or 7 foot wide one, and that kept us dry. We had nothing else. We were hardcore.
he actually hit the line like a shark then.
What was that?
He plucked, it went boom, and the slacked off.
He's got the other line.
Oh, he's plucking away, it's horrible.
It might come off.
Yeah, it feels honestly like he's going to come
Does
off.
it feel a bit weird, does it?
Yeah, I'm just going to net the lot. Yeah, we're about 5:30 in the morning. This is probably the last of the bite time now. So horrible.
Is it weird, twanging?
Yeah, it's not right. It's the lead twanging.
Do you reckon he might be wrapped up or he's...
Maybe, yeah, I don't know. He's not...
Doesn't feel right.
No, it's a nice fish, I think. Just annoying. I can't see him.
Oh yeah,
it's a little mirror, I think.
I think he's that little.
Nice looking one, I'd say. Pass, keep it.
Maybe that.
I can feel him banging around there. Digging and digging and digging.
Wow, he's...
I think he might be, yeah.
Have he done ping off? Don't want to give up, does he? That's a weird fight, isn't it?
Something wrong there.
Do you want me to net him?
No. Just somehow he's just digging down. I can feel him. Lead bouncing on the line every time. This is a good scrapper.
Wow, he's certainly fighting. Come on, fish. Come on, fish. Come on, fish. Stretch. Yeah.
Right. We're about 5:30 in the morning, I'd say. Pretty much spot on 5:30, and I think this is pretty much the last of the bite time here at the moment. We've not had fish really beyond 5 o'clock when we fished here before.
Yeah.
But we've had 5 now, I think. It's 5.
I've lost 2.
And pretty much all of them have been in the twilight hours throughout the night, and this one at dawn. Oh, we lost 2 as well, yeah.
Lost 2 as well, yeah.
Yeah. So
check
we're
him
going
out.
to get this on the mat and let's check him out.
Oh yeah, he's 12.
That is. It's a nice looking carp. Not going to go 15. 14.11.
That'd do.
Nice 14.11 mirror, and nice sort of look to this fish as well. It's a good looking fish. That is a fine old Berry Hill carp there, and I reckon when this one gets bigger it's going to be a real stunning carp.
It's a nice look at that one.
It's a really nice one. Really nice one. Very similar to the first one I caught, actually, with the scales on the top there.
It has. We used to call them old saddlebacks. Yeah, very similar.
And it's similar weight. I wonder.
He certainly gave you a good scrap.
We'll get a few snaps and then, yeah, get him back.
Yeah.
Well, it's a cracking night we've had. There's been fish all through the night here, and it tends to do very well at night. But we've had some great action. You don't mind getting woken up when it's with fish like this. Cracking little venue. Some awesome carp fishing. We've still got a few hours left, so we'll get those baits out. Probably do a rebait now that it's light and we can see where we're casting. A little bit of a rebait, and then hopefully sit it out for another few hours. Oh, what a fish. Let me recover a bit.
Come on.
Away. Come on. Well, folks, we had a bit of a nap since I last fished. It's now 8:30, and Dad's buzzers, his bite alarm screamed off. He's asleep, I'm asleep. One of us had to get up.
Oh, tired. I'm really tired. I was well asleep then.
I happened to get to the rod first. Bare feet, soaking wet feet.
Take the line off.
Yeah, he's stripping me. But we're into another fish. All worth it in the end, people. That's why we go fishing. And I'm not seeing what this fish is yet, but it's certainly taking me across the lake.
Wow, I'm going to get the net for you because we're going to mess up. He's right at it. He is right in there. Do you want me to net this?
Yeah, just net this. Let's get it in. He comes out the bottom of the rushes.
Oh man, he's really ripping. Absolutely.
I'm going to have to bully him a bit, I think.
Well, just keep that nice smooth, nice smooth. That is a fighting fish.
That is. Get his head up. I haven't even seen him.
Wow, that's some
There you go.
boil.
It's a mirror.
You see it?
Yeah, these mirrors are fighting well, aren't they?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You wish it's not a big one.
I cannot even get. I'm just trying to get his head up a bit.
Ooh, this could be a good fish, actually. Loop release.
Oh man,
Get right in there.
this is a fish and a half. That's a nice chunky fish anyway. The double.
It's a biggie.
That's a good fish.
That's got to be.
Oh, I think that's near 20, honestly.
Awfully
That's
close.
so close. Oh, moment of truth. Come on. Oh, come on. Come on, settle. 20 pounds, 11 ounces.
Ah.
But we have had an absolutely blistering session here. I think this is our sixth
Yep, number
carp
6.
between us. I've had 3, 4,
Yeah, 4 we've had.
4
4
up
fish.
to 20, all doubles.
And
Awesome
bream.
fishing.
And
And
bream.
some bream, we've had 5 bream.
Yeah.
And the lake is almost to ourselves. There's one guy fishing that I can see. We're going to get a quick snap of this and then get it back.